Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we'll do the third chapter from the book Footprints Without Feet. The story titled The Midnight Visitor by Robert Arthur. The Midnight Visitor is a thrilling account of a secret agent named Ossible. Ossible, a secret agent, is expecting to get a very important report. Another secret agent, Max, threatens him with a pistol demanding the report. Does Ossible outwit him? Let's read and find out. Ossible did not fit any description of a secret agent Fowler had ever read. Ossible was, for one thing, fat, very fat. So Ossible didn't fit any description of a secret agent. He is a man with plump physique and ordinary appearance. There is nothing mysterious or romantic about him. Now Fowler is a young writer. He goes to meet Ossible so that he could get inspiration for his next story. But soon realizes that Ossible was just the opposite of what he had imagined about him. Ossible says that the young writer must be highly disappointed to meet an unamusing person as a detective. Here, you are disappointed, Ossible said. You were told that I was a secret agent, a spy dealing in espionage and danger. You wish to meet me because you are a writer, young and romantic. You envision mysterious figures in the night, the crack of pistols, drugs in the wine. Instead, you have spent a dull evening in a French music hall with a sloppy fat man. You have been bored. So Fowler had expected that as you would be meeting a secret agent, you would get a lot of adventure. He'd be looking into a lot of adventure. Instead, he gets bored when he meets Ossible. Then Ossible takes him to his room, which was on the 6th floor of a gloomy French hotel. Here, Ossible had a room. It was a small room on the 6th and top floor and scarcely a setting for a romantic adventure. So Ossible had a room on the 6th floor of a gloomy French hotel. So Ossible takes Fowler to his room. The fat man chuckled to himself as he unlocked the door of his room and stood aside to let his frustrated guest enter. Ossible told him that very soon he would be looking at a very important report which would change the course of the country. But take cheer, my young friend. Presently you will see a paper, a very important paper, for which several men and women have risked their lives, come to me. Some day soon that paper may well affect the course of history. So he told him that very soon he would be looking at a very important report which would change the course of history. As they entered the room, a man with a gun was standing there. He was Max. Max was there to steal the report about the new missiles. And as the lights came on, Fowler had his first authentic thrill of the day. For halfway across the room, a small automatic pistol in his hand stood a man. Max, Ossible whizzed. You gave me quite a start. The report, he murmured. The report that is being brought to you tonight concerning some new missiles, I thought I'd take it from you. It will be safer in my hands than in yours. So Max was there to steal the report. Oswald moved to an armchair and sat down heavily. So while they were talking, Oswald started with a story about how last month a person had entered his room from the balcony below the window of his room. There, Oswald, I'm going to raise the devil with the management this time, and you can bet on it. This is the second time in a month that somebody has got into my room through that nuisance of a balcony. And then he explains, it's not my balcony, Oswald said. It belongs to the next apartment. This room used to be part of a large unit, and the next room through the door there used to be the living room. It had the balcony which extends under my window now. So Oswald expresses his annoyance and anger and says that he's going to raise the devil with the management this time, because they promised to block it off, but they hadn't done yet. Now, while this talk was going on, a sudden knock was heard at the door. Follow jumped at the sudden knocking at the door. Max asked, "What is that? Who is at the door?" But Oswald just smiled. "That will be the police," he said. "I thought that such an important paper as the one we are waiting for should have a little extra protection. I told them to check on me to make sure everything was all right." So Oswald said that it must be the police, as he wanted them to check on him after some time, because he wanted to make the report that we're coming extra secure. The police were there to check on him and his room on a regular basis. Now Max is nervous. Max bit his lip nervously. And Oswald taking advantage of it. "What will you do now, Max?" Oswald asked. "If I do not answer the door, they will enter anyway. The door is unlocked and they will not hesitate to shoot." Max, now pointing his gun towards them, said that he would be waiting on the balcony, and during this time Oswald should send away the police, otherwise he would shoot them. Max's face was black with anger as he backed swiftly towards the window. "Send them away," he warned. "I'll wait on the balcony. Send them away or I'll shoot and take my chance." The knocking at the door became louder and a voice was raised, "Mr. Oswald, Mr. Oswald," and now Max getting nervous. So as you can see here, Max preparing to jump on the balcony through the window. The doorknob turned. Swiftly Max pushed with his left hand to free himself from the seal and dropped to the balcony, and then as he dropped, he screamed once shrilly. So as the doorknob is turned, Max jumps out of the window and they heard a loud scream. Now the door opened and a waiter stood there with a tray, a bottle and 2 glasses. "Here is the drink you ordered for when you returned," he said, and set the tray on the table. So the door opens and a waiter comes in with a tray, a bottle and 2 glasses. He said that he had brought the drink Oswald had ordered for. Now Follow is surprised after seeing all this. White-faced Follow stared after him, but he stammered, "The police." There were no police, Oswald shouted, "only Henry, whom I was expecting." "But won't that man out on the balcony?" Follow began. "No," said Oswald, "he won't return. You see, my young friend, there's no balcony." So Follow asked him about the police. Oswald very calmly replied that there was no police. Follow again asked about Max, who was waiting on the balcony outside the window. And then Oswald replied that the person would not return as there was no balcony at all. So what we see here, that Max proved that he could be easily fooled. He just blindly believed Oswald, and this did not make him a good detective. Whereas Oswald shows the quick wit, and he took advantage of the situation and successfully made Max nervous. Under his nervousness, he jumped out of the window without any thought. He jumped from the sixth floor of the hotel and would have possibly died. So this is how Max was outwitted by Oswald, and Oswald saved himself from a very dangerous situation. So what message do we get from this story, The Midnight Visitor? The first, that in any situation we should not panic. Instead, we should take a step and face the situation with a presence of mind. When Oswald entered his room, he found Max standing with a gun. He didn't panic. Instead, he cooked up the story of the balcony below the window and the arrival of the police and outwitted his rival, Max. The second message that we get is that one should not judge a person on the basis of his appearance. Oswald, as you can see here, did not fit any description of a secret agent. He was plump with ordinary appearance. There was nothing mysterious or romantic about him. But Oswald, through his presence of mind, was able to get rid of his rival Max. Oswald was gifted with a rare presence of mind. His fertile brain could invent and cook up stories and situations that could confuse and unnerve his rivals. He cooked up the story of the balcony below the window of his room and the arrival of the police. He outwitted and outsmarted his rival and enemy secret agent Max, who had come to take away a very important paper concerning some new missiles. So we see that through a presence of mind, Oswald was able to get rid of his rival Max. So appearance really doesn't matter at all. I hope this will help you understand the story better, and you must have enjoyed the story as well. Thank you.